The Minister of Community and Social Services paid a visit to York Support Services Network in Aurora on May 26th to announce more than $2 million in new funding over the next 2 years for creative and innovative housing solutions for adults who have an intellectual disability. The Honourable Helena Jaczek stated the ministry will be providing money for 6 pilot projects across the province. They were recommended by Ontario's Developmental Services Housing Task Force as part of the second call for proposals.
As a government and as a society, we need to continue to work together to explore new and innovative ideas for sustainable residential options, and I'm optimistic we're taking the right steps together. I'm looking forward to learning from all the projects as they progress, because lessons learned from the projects will help us develop residential options that we hope can be replicated in communities all over the province and help even more people in the future. Because as the variety of these projects show, there is no one-size-fits-all solution to housing for adults with developmental disabilities. But it is not just about finding more supports, it is about finding better solutions. We want to find the right kind of supports for each unique individual. And this is one of the things since I became minister 2 years ago that has impressed on me the most. Every individual that we serve is someone who has unique needs, and therefore we need an individualized plan for their future to ensure that they have every opportunity to receive their full potential. And so I know that these projects will help move us in the right direction. I had said before that we're all committed to a more inclusive province, and real housing options are part of an inclusive society. And we know that funding alone won't be enough, and there's much, much more work to do. Actually, when I go around the province, I often meet parents and families that have come together with their own ideas on solutions. And going forward, obviously we're watching these projects, but my Deputy Minister and I will be meeting with the Honourable Ted McMeekin, the Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing, to talk a little bit more about not only the replication of these potential projects, but actually what we'd really like from him is a lot more money. And I know he was my predecessor in this ministry, and I know he knows exactly what we need to do as well. And hopefully there will be assistance from the federal government. We already have some commitment for our sector from the federal government, and we'll have to just keep pushing for more.
The lead support organizations for the 6 pilot projects include LiveWorkPlay, Community Living Essex County, la Coalition des Familles Francophones d'Ottawa, Algonquin College, Lambton County Developmental Services, and York Region Lifetime Independent Facilitation.
The 18 projects now that are up and running, I think will have a wonderful demonstration effect. They will, first of all, affect the lives, the literally day-to-day lives, year-to-year lives of dozens of individuals who were not receiving support before these proposals were approved for funding. But really, in terms of the future, we'll continue to demonstrate new ways, innovative ways, of meeting the housing needs of so many people across the province, the thousands of people still waiting for housing supports as we move forward. As some of you may know, because some of this information has been publicized, between the 2 rounds of the process that produced 18 funded proposals, we had well over 100, close to 150 proposals that came in to the Housing Task Force. They demonstrated time and again, both in the first round and in the more recent second round, I think the imagination and the dedication of the organizations and the families and the individuals out there on the front lines, dealing with the housing needs and other problems of Ontarians with developmental disabilities. If the Housing Task Force wouldn't exist without the support of the ministry, neither would it have been able to do anything without the response that came so energetically, so creatively, so passionately from the individuals and families and organizations that are out there. Thank you. It's made an enormous difference, not only to those people that you were anxious to support, But because of the learning process that this begins, it will make a difference to a great many other people as well. These are wonderful steps that have been taken. The 6 new proposals are wonderful to see being launched at this point. But we all know how much more remains to be done. How many more people require supports and creative programming and design at this point. So we're taking steps. We've got miles to go. And it's wonderful to have the ministry support, organizational support, family support, and the efforts of the Housing Task Force members to make that possible. Merci.
For Community Living Ontario, I'm Ron LaRoche.